Mr. Ross, we are prepared to hear your final statement.
Before we do, I have one last question. Mr. Ross, you say you're a changed man and you care about the truth, but I want to know if you're capable of telling the truth. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I suggest that you consider your answer very carefully, because as far as I'm concerned, your answer will determine whether or not you become a lawyer. During your time at Pearson Specter Lit, did anyone there have knowledge of the fact that you were a fraud? Mr. Ross, did anyone else know?
I knew. And if you're looking for a scalp, you can have mine. But I was under the impression that this hearing was not about my old firm, but whether or not Mr. Ross should be a lawyer. I say he should.
It doesn't matter what you say. He's already had someone testify for him.
I'm not here to talk about him. I'm here to talk about someone else.
Someone else has nothing to do with
I'd like to hear this.
15 years ago, a young woman was arrested for illegally obtaining prescription drugs. Turns out she had chronic pain and didn't want to drop out of med school, possibly never to return. She stole a couple of prescription pads from the hospital where she was interning, a crime with a mandatory sentence of 7 years. But instead of throwing the book at her, the prosecuting attorney showed mercy. Had the charges knocked down to a misdemeanor, recommended probation, and sealed the records.
That's a touching story, but I don't see what a random attorney has to do with these proceedings.
She's not talking about a random attorney. She's talking about me. Just because I showed compassion once doesn't mean he deserves it now.
Maybe he doesn't. But that young woman is now an ER doctor. She saves lives. And the world's a better place because you saved hers.
Thank you, Miss Pearson. Mr. Ross.
I don't think I can add anything to that. I've made my case. I leave the choice to you.
Then this hearing has concluded. We will deliberate and let you know our decision by day's end. Thank you.